Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and today we're doing an Instagram and YouTube hop to use supplies we haven't used in a long time. I went through all my stamp sets, and I found out that I have 98 stamp sets I haven't used in over a year. So I'll show you a little trick towards the end of how I'm notating when I've used them so that I can hopefully not have this problem going forward of not using my stuff. I honestly didn't think it was that bad. I did not think that there was that much stuff I hadn't used in the past year because I've been trying to do a really good job of using my supplies because I've been crafting a lot more lately since I started doing YouTube, which is totally awesome for me. But we're going to use these pennant stamps for making birthday hats. And I'm going to use my Catherine Pooler inks here. This is the party collection, and I'm just trying to pick out which colors I really want to use for these party hats. I am going to do a variety of them. I don't show you all the stamping on camera because, let's be honest, we all know how to stamp and we all know how to use our MISTI. So I'm just trying to pick out my colors, and there we go. That's the final colors I'm going to use. So I am going to make a card base, and I'm going to use this background stamp. It's French script, and I'm not actually using a background. I'm not making a background. I am stamping directly on the card base. So what I did is I put a loop of washi tape inside the card base, or the card itself, to keep it shut. And then I washi tape looped it to the MISTI, and I stamped it with the white ink. I do think I need a new white ink because that one was not very good. There was a lot of footage I cut out of the ink not cooperating. So definitely, if you have a good suggestion for a white ink, drop it down in the comment box below because I need some help. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out how I want to arrange all these party hats. And here we go. This is my exciting part. So Jennifer McGuire said, cut the little pom-poms in half so that you don't have so much bulk on your card. However, I don't know if my pom-poms are cheap or something, but when I cut these puppies in half, they kind of like disintegrated. So I ended up doing full pom-poms because they're really tiny, but I was going to send this card in the mail, and since I didn't end up using half pom-poms, it was going to create too much texture, so I'll just use it for one of the many kid birthday parties that are coming up because, let's be honest, you got 2 young kids. There's always birthday party invites, so it's a fun card for a kid. So yeah, I'm just putting all the pom-poms on there. And I ran out of magnets to keep the pom-poms down, so I'm going to use some stamp blocks here to keep them down as well. They really just need some weight after you put the liquid glue on there, and we just need to keep them there till they dry so that they stay together and they stay looking like little cute party hats. All right, so as it takes me forever to pom-pom up all these hats, now I really don't know, once I put my greeting on at this point, how the hats are going to look on the card and what colors I'm going to want to do. So I'm just putting pom-poms on like all of them. And as we know, as crafters, there's always extra supplies. You finish a project, there's always something you intended to use but didn't. So I'm making a whole bunch of hats, and then we're going to see how they work. All right, here we're going to do the greeting. We're going to use this scrapbook.com Handmade Essentials stamp set. And honestly, I've had this set for like 4 years and I've never used it. Maybe longer than 4 years. I'm ashamed of myself, but it's brand new, so I'm going to condition it with my cool dollar bill magnet. My son asked me the other day if he could spend it. I was like, no, sir, you cannot. So I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is my favorite sentiment ink. And then did you see I put that little post-it note with the date that I used it on there? And I'm using that liberally because I'm not making myself use every single stamp in the stamp set before I put that on there. If I've used at least a stamp in the stamp set, I will say that I've used it. And then there I put my happy birthday greeting in the center. And now I'm just trying to place the party hats and see what I like. At first I thought I was going to have 3 rows of party hats, but as it turns out, once I put the greeting on, even just using the smaller ones, it wouldn't work. They wouldn't fit. So maybe if I had used a smaller greeting or just not put a greeting on it at all, I could have done 3 rows of small party hats, but I decided just to do one on the top and one on the bottom of the sentiment. And I'm going to trim the sentiment down a little bit because it was a little bit long for the card. And I also think it's too wide for the size the sentiment is. So we're going to trim it down a little bit. But does anybody else's kids get like a ton of birthday party invitations? And I feel bad not going because I know that my kids' birthday parties have been poorly attended, and I don't want to be that mom. Like, I don't want to be that mom that doesn't show up, you know? If there's a reason we actually can't go, I try really hard to like let the mom know that we can't make it, because I don't want to be that mom who doesn't let anyone know, because that's the saddest thing when your kid's like, who's coming to my birthday party? And nobody has RSVP'd. Does anybody else have that issue when they host something that nobody RSVPs anymore? Like, nobody says yes, nobody says no? Or is that just a thing that's local to my area? Let me know. I love interacting with you guys in the comments. So we're just gluing the party hats down, and I do use my Make Art station here. You can't really tell because I'm just kind of eyeballing it, but I am using the lines on the Make Art station to make sure that the hats are like pretty close to straight. And then I'm going to use a large stamp block to squish them down and hold them. And after I did that, I realized I could have just used the magnets on the hats themselves, but without putting it over the little pom-poms. However, there we are. We're done. So these are the sets that I used, and I got 3 out of my 98 sets used today. So I'm so excited. All right, so here's a picture of my final project, and thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope you enjoyed this because I had a lot of fun using products I hadn't used in forever. So please don't forget to come back soon and check out some of my other videos. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.